Today, let's dive into something fascinating and a bit surprising. You know, the Philippines, often known for its stunning beaches and warm hospitality, is now making waves in a different arena: mega infrastructure projects. These projects are so massive and ambitious that they've even been causing a stir in the United States. So let's unpack the story and see what's going on. For years, the Philippines has been playing catch-up with its Asian neighbors in terms of infrastructure. Despite a growing economy and a population that's bustling with energy, the country's infrastructure seemed a bit stuck in the past. But things started to change dramatically with the current government's pivotal shift in focus. They announced the Build, Build, Build (BBB) program in 2017. This wasn't just any plan. It was a bold declaration to pump up infrastructure spending to 7.4% of the GDP by 2022. And guess what? They weren't just talking the talk. By 2018, infrastructure spending had shot up by a whopping 50%, reaching around 728 billion Philippine pesos. That's serious money. Metro Manila's game-changing subway. This is a 33.1-kilometer-long underground transport system, the first of its kind in the Philippines. It's not just long, it's huge in capacity, expected to serve up to 800,000 passengers daily. This project, part of the BBB program, kicked off in 2019 and is slated for completion by 2027. The subway is a big deal, and not just because it's underground. It's a symbol of the country's leap into modern infrastructure, promising to ease the lives of millions in the bustling capital. The Malolos-Clark Railway. Another gem in the BBB crown is the Malolos-Clark Railway. Financed by the Asian Development Bank and co-financed by Japan, this isn't just another train project. It's set to connect the northern provinces with Metro Manila, easing congestion and cutting travel time significantly. By 2024, this railway aims to transform the daily commute for millions, making it quicker, safer, and more environmentally friendly. And it's not just about the commute. It's expected to create thousands of jobs and give a much-needed boost to the local economy. Rebuilding the PNR South Main Line in Luzon. Next up, we've got the PNR South Haul project. This railway is going to be stretching over 565 kilometers with 35 stations. This project, also known as PNR Bike Haul, is transforming the historic PNR South Main Line from a narrow-gauge railway to a standard-gauge system. It's like giving an old train track a major, modern makeover. The route goes from Banyac Station in Camarines Sur to Matnog, Sorsogon, and it's going to be linked to the North-South Commuter Railway. This means it'll connect Manila all the way to Calamba, creating a massive railway network across Luzon. Pretty cool, right? But here's the catch. The project costs a whopping $3.45 billion. And guess what? The funding is expected to come from Chinese development assistance. As of now, there's a bit of a holdup waiting for the Chinese government's decision, which is expected by December. Despite these hiccups, part of the line between San Pablo and Lucena is set to partially open by 2025, and the full Banyac-Dayat phase should be ready by 2027. The Luzon-Samar Link Bridge. Moving on, we have the Luzon-Samar Link Bridge, with a budget of $1.13 billion. Japanese experts, along with the Philippines Department of Public Works and Highways, are looking into how to make this dream a reality. This bridge isn't just any bridge. It's a massive project aiming to connect the provinces of northern Samar and Sorsogon. The team is drawing inspiration from bridge constructions in Italy and Greece, figuring out the best engineering solutions, like the maximum length for a single span and deep-water foundations. They're even considering options like submerged floating tunnels and deep-sea tunnels. The project could cost anywhere from 257 billion to 766 billion Philippine pesos. Currently, the San Bernardino Strait is served by ferries, which take about 90 minutes to cross. But with the bridge, transportation of essential supplies between Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao could become much faster and more efficient. It's a game changer. Davao Airport Terminal Building Expansion. Behold the expansion of Davao International Airport's terminal building. The budget for this expansion is 700 million Philippine pesos. Since March 2022, the terminal has been getting some upgrades, and as of February 2023, the airport manages numerous domestic and international flights weekly. Davao International Airport is the main gateway to Mindanao. With this expansion, it's going to accommodate even more passengers. It's not just about making the airport bigger, It's about making travel smoother and more accessible for everyone. The North Luzon East Expressway. Imagine a super long highway stretching 456 kilometers across Luzon, the largest island in the Philippines. That's the North Luzon East Expressway for you. It's a big deal because it's going to be the longest tollway in the country once it's all done. This expressway is a giant project split into 3 parts, starting in Quezon City, a bustling part of Metro Manila. The first part, called the La Mesa Parkway, is being developed by the Osmeña Tollways Corporation. It begins in Quezon City and stretches to Norzagare in Bulacan. This part alone costs about $190 million. The second and third stages are still being planned, but they're expected to extend further, connecting more areas and easing the traffic load. What's really cool about this expressway is its use of a new concept called the Water-Sensitive Urban Tollway. It's a fancy way of saying that the expressway will have special systems to manage rainwater, protect wetlands, and even help supply water to the La Mesa Reservoir. This idea is quite popular in countries like Australia and the USA, but it's a first for the Philippines. The first phase of this expressway, a 22-kilometer stretch, is said to be completed by 2024. It's just a beginning though. The expressway will eventually reach all the way to Tuguegarao City. The government is footing the bill for the construction, but once it's built, they'll hand over the operations to the private sector. The Subic-Clark Railway Project, connecting central Luzon. Now let's talk about another gigantic project, the P50 billion Subic-Clark Railway Project, SCRP. This railway is a big deal for central Luzon. It's not just a train track, it's a key part of transforming the area into a major industrial hub. The SCRP will connect the Clark International Airport to Metro Manila, and it doesn't stop there. It's planned to extend even further to the Cagayan Valley and Bicol regions. The railway will handle both passengers and freight, making it super useful for lots of people and businesses. People are pretty excited about what this railway means for the economy. It's expected to boost growth in Region 3 and help the Subic Bay Freeport Zone thrive. The project got a bit delayed because of the pandemic, but it's back on track and aiming for completion by the end of 2024. The China Harbor Engineering Company, CHEC, won the contract to build this railway. They're putting in a whopping P45 billion to make it happen. Why America should pay attention. So why is America taking notice? Well, these projects in the Philippines are more than just local developments. They represent a significant shift in the balance of infrastructure prowess in Asia. The U.S., always keen on maintaining a strategic presence in the region, might find these developments intriguing, if not a bit concerning. The Philippines, traditionally seen as a quieter player in the region, is now stepping up its game. These infrastructure projects are not just about transport. They're about asserting the country's place on the global stage. And when a nation like the Philippines makes such bold moves, everyone, including the U.S., sits up and takes notice. The Philippines is no longer just about beautiful beaches and friendly faces. It's about bold ambitions and concrete, literally, steps toward a modern future. These mega infrastructure projects are not just changing the landscape of the country. They're reshaping perceptions and redefining the country's role in Asia and beyond. So let's keep an eye on these developments. The Philippines might just be the dark horse, galloping its way to infrastructure glory, and in the process giving the big players something to think about. And that, my friends, is a story worth following.